Hello. We are live, I think. Let me just get a soundtrack on in the background. There we go. Hello, hello. We're in today. Hey, Throndix. How you doing, mate? Today we are drawing dragon shrines. I'm doing good, thanks. Very, very good. How about you? What have you been up to this week? Been busy. I've mostly sleeping. Myself. Sure that's not too loud. How about you? What have you been up to? Sidan's here too. Hey, mate. How's it going? We are drawing dragon shrines today. We'll go through what I've done so far in a minute, but we're going to start with the Dragon of Freedom. I think it might be New Throndix who suggested it, the Christmas dragon. I was trying to think of a cool way to display it. So what I might do actually is do like a little gateway thing. My idea is to do like Stonehenge style gateway that the slaves essentially escape through. To get into like a safe space in the Great Forest. Aha, you were late this time, Sedan. Rundix, got back to school from my holidays, so I'm doing fine. Christmas dragon. Good to hear. Yes, Christmas dragon shall be cool. We'll do it as like I said, like a kind of an entrance way to the Great Forest. Separate layer. Oops. I'm using these stamps quite a lot, and they're very cool. They work very well. So yeah, I've been doing these designs for the dragon shrines, and so they're quite various. But essentially, they're all going to be like different ways to like kind of worship the dragon. The dragons, I should say. And so we've got like a few designs down already. Just duplicate that. Oops. Put that in the background. looking cool. Silent, I finished most of the storyboard and story production. Start soon. Nice. Is you doing storyboard? Are you doing like an animation or something? Silent, multiple dragons per cult, you say? Yeah, I mean, like some of the cults worship multiple dragons, like the cult of the Church of the Deep. So you do have like instances of that. But yeah, I think most of them worship one or two. I was thinking about this today actually. So essentially they essentially a lot of people will worship dragons in situations. So for example, the dragon of prosperity, so Corvus, sorry. People will worship him just once a year, and it's like kind of a good luck type thing. So it's like to like wish in a good luck, like a good year for your family, essentially. Whereas others would worship like perhaps and then like a different dragon for a different situation. But we're going to talk about a couple of them hopefully today. Still a novel, nice. Laser Crow, thanks for joining us, mate. Good to have you here. Sidon's currently number 1. Can you steal his crown? Yeah, so it should be some cool stuff today, hopefully. So I'm wanting to do like a standard kind of forest in the background. I do have one for trees texture. That's rubbish. Oops. I did have one for bit of a brush for trees. Oh well. Silence the first crown, I know. Usurper. Yeah, you got a head start, exactly. Well, I'll show you guys what I've been working on this week. So, like I said, this is going to be the Dragon of Freedom. Kind of a gateway. We've got the... This is the shrine for the Dragon of Prosperity for Corvus. Obviously, Corvus is dead. Hey, Riffy. Thanks for joining us. Just going through some of the cool crowns. So this is the shrines for the Dragon of Prosperity are made of silver, and they're in different cities. And like once a year at the summer solstice, when Corvus used to have his kind of party, people will drop off donations. So there'll be like jewels and pre-tech and pearls and rubies and like expensive stuff, but also cool rocks and shells and anything that they see as valuable. And the shrines aren't too big. I'll do like a size reference for these. And then all of the Corvids will collect all of the jewels and take them back to Jorvik, where they would deposit them in the church. So this is... I'm quite happy with this image. I can't really see it on the screen. Oops. So this one is the Owl Dragon. I still haven't really decided on what this dragon is essentially what the dragon of what. But essentially this is like an alternative view of obviously a woman sacrificing her cow to the dragon. The dragon's going to eat the cow. Oh, poor cow. But I thought this one's looking pretty cool. We've got this one, which is for the peacock dragon, Raja. This one is, they're called like talking benches or story benches. And essentially, they're like made of different materials, and they can be like made of stone or wood or whatever, and they have what do I call them? Writing on them, because people go there and they tell stories to each other, or gossip, or just chat with their friends. But if they don't have anyone to talk to, they just write, or they scribble on the what do I call it? On the backboard, essentially. He goes fighting over the crown. What else have we got? We've got the frog one. This is the one we talked about kind of on the Discord. I might redo this. I might even try and make the frog in 3D, because he looks a bit flat. But essentially so it's like a stone statue of the frog god, frog dragon. You put fruit in front of him, the fruit rots, it attracts flies, and he's worshipped by rangers and other people like that. We have Church of the Deep, sacrificing a dog fae, just for fun. I think that's it so far. I'll probably reference a few more. So I'm going to do a couple more images. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't understand how the XP thing works. What about a dragon bear shrine? So I think I can't remember if it was you, Crow, who mentioned that, or someone else, but I think we'll have a look at that one today. I think it was like a hibernation, like somewhere for them to hibernate, right? So what I do is I might do this as like a grassy landscape. Just have these in the background. A bit dark. It was me, but not him, who had the idea of brumation. Yeah, it was you, Soden, sorry. Yeah, it's a good idea. I think that'd be a cool idea for a dragon. Ooh, too big. Oops, too big. More various plants. Yeah, I've been really enjoying these brushes recently. I'm just going to be doing these at the front. Definitely make life a lot easier when drawing up some of these. Different ideas. Yeah, if anyone during the stream has any ideas for cool dragon shines, just shout them out. I think there'll be some cool stuff in here, hopefully, but we'll see how we do. that. I think I'm going to try and start going back to my usual, obviously, schedule, if I can find the time. Yeah, what am I looking for? There, okay. Wrong one. Me, Alpha of Wildbears. So on my side, with Inktober done, my focus has moved back to the preparation for my YouTube channel. So back to the banner I go. Yeah, how's the progress going on that, Throndix? Should post it in the Discord when you get a chance. Let's see how it's progressing. How is everyone else doing? I think it's been less. I think it was nice doing Inktober, but now it's kind of finished. So it feels like we need to do something else in the community chat. I think in the Discord. It's not the most efficient way to make so many layers. Color. Oops. Right, and then if we smudge this, should look a bit cooler. Hopefully. The first page of an intro to Cygoris. Production of the book begins tomorrow. Nice. Exciting. It'll be cool once it's like all ready to go. Thanks, Mike. I want to know how I'd spent on drawing, but Ibis Paint is 72 hours. Which is probably not as far from the truth as you might think. Yeah, I wish they recorded. I don't know if they record stats on Procreate. I'd be interested to see what I'm on. This is what all of this is for, Drake. Good. I wrote the first Inktober story I did to fit into my Dragon World. Nice. I think it's good to use like Inktober as a like a stepping stone to bigger projects. It's a good way to utilize it correctly. There was a reason for that. So yeah, I'm going to work on this one a little bit today, just to start. And then And then, yeah, maybe take some suggestions about what to start working on next in terms of Dragon Shrines. Oops. Damn, 72 hours. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Think about writing stories containing all my creatures, but who knows? I think you should. I think it'd be a good way to like add some more lore to your creatures for sure. Daniel, thanks for joining us, mate. Good to have you here. Sorry, I had a hard day. Just busy at work. Cool. Sounds fun. So Dan, that one cult of Troll Slayer I made, I'm going to expand on them and hopefully get you, the Brackenbard, to make it canon. Always open to suggestions. Of course. Right. That's a nice sky in the background. A bit darker than that. Darker sky. Gaussian blur. Maybe make that a bit lighter. How about a catfish cult? I liked your catfish in your stories, Blank. I think it was a cool addition. Catfish aren't super renowned with the UK. I'd say I don't think I've ever seen one. I know we have them in the UK. I think someone else mentioned it in Discord. It was a new discovery for me, but yeah, I think it's you did them very well. Very interesting. Right. Do some vines on this plant. Blur it out a little bit. Need some references here. A second. Right, get some references up. Frondix, but yeah, realistically, it's probably more like a full day, which is insane considering it's still far from finished. I think it's good to like, take your time and work on your stuff, and then, it gets finished when it's finished. It's the best way to think of it. finish when it's finished. A bit messy. I think once I get a bit of shade in here, it should look a bit better. Need to get some references. Let's have a look. Stonehenge. Okay, that's a good reference. You work hard, Throndy. I agree. I heard, but I'm terrifyingly inefficient, which I guess is the point of progressing. Yeah, I feel like... I still feel like I waste a lot of time, but I feel like, yeah, you're right. I think probably as people progress and they get better, I imagine they're more... make more active decisions, I guess, about what they're doing on their art piece. Unlike what I'm doing right now, which is just making a big mess. Let's be a bit more orange in here. Earthen tones. So we might have some nice textures in here somewhere. This one actually. Oops. Quite cool. Let's draw this in a little bit. Has anyone read my Sigoris thing or read any part of my project without my knowledge? I've read a few bits. I've told you about there. What about the Locust Lord? I liked the idea of the Locust Lord. I don't think we have locusts in the UK, but like a locust dragon that's like immigrated, like that's come across to the UK and is like hibernating maybe because it's, or to the Albion Isles because it's too cold. I really like that idea. We have to do like an insect dragon. I don't think we've got like an official insect dragon yet. There's the idea of like the ant queen. We should do an ant queen one. And some lichen on this rock. I'm going to use Myosotis here to tell me if my lichen is correct. I feel like it's the wrong colour. It needs to be lighter. Daniel, been watching River Monsters, the fishing program with Jeremy Wade, peak show, and gives so much great ideas for troll fan art. I love River Monsters. I think it's River Monsters. Jeremy Wade. River Monsters. Yes, I love Jeremy Wade. I think he had like a bunch of different seasons. It was so good because he just went around the world finding like huge beasties. There's a few like fishing. I used to fish when I was a kid, but I feel like there's loads of fishing channels that do like something similar, and it's always very cool. It's a bit bright, I think. That's quite cool. Now if we do a little sketchy texture. That's quite cool. If I say so myself. I like that. It looks kind of simple, but it works, right? What do you guys think? It's a bit sketchy, but I like it. It's kind of simple. We'll call that done. Nice and easy. That'll do. Let me catch up on chat. You didn't even see the Whiskered Mother bard. She shall be a terror in traditional dragon form. The Whiskered Mother. I don't think I did see that. Because you never wrote about her in the end, right? She was just referenced. It's the catfish dragon, right? So I love that show. If I thought that bard, I would never finish anything, let alone my world. It's always good to persevere. Daniel, how's the mini bard 2, The Ventures of the Blood, going, by the way? Is that one doing okay? He's very good, thanks, Daniel. Thank you for asking. She's a baby, so she's just, you know, doing baby stuff. Just sleeping and being messy. But she's very good. She's like gained a lot of weight, which is normal for babies, and positive. And so she's very chubby at the moment. So she looks very cute. And she's smiling and she's a lot more awake now. So it's nice. Yeah. Nice. I forgot the bard got pregnant. That's right. The bard had a child. I'm tired. I make a few errors. Just stop talking about it. The child that is looks hedgy. Yeah. Good. Hedgy is what I was going for. Yeah, it's been nice being a dad to a new babe. I don't know if any of you guys have kids, but I think when you have a second kid, because this is actually baby number 2, it's a lot easier. So it's been very nice just being able to chill with the new baby. You want that in? No, fine. Okay, we'll leave that there. Right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we've got Dragon of Prosperity. Actually, maybe you guys can tell me. We've got our Owl Dragon here. This is the... maybe I've got the reference. This is the... This dragon. It's the same one. The scary owl. I need a name. Well, I need a type for this dragon, right? The Dragon Prosperity is Corvus. Dragon of Enlightenment, I think, is Raja, the Peacock Dragon. Dragon of Murder was the Black Cat. Murder Shrine. I do need to do a Murder Shrine. I know what I'm doing. Okay, no, I do actually have a plan. So another dragon. Yeah, if you guys can think of a type for this dragon, that would be very helpful. So I haven't managed to think one up. So this dragon like accepts sacrifices and supposedly bestows boons on people. But I haven't really thought of what they could be the dragon of currently. So the next dragon I wanted to do, in fact, was the dragon of, I wrote it down, Generosity, who is supposedly a scavenger. And so what people do is they leave food, or like people go around and they collect food in bags, like leftover food, and that they give to like animals and like scavenger animals like rats and stuff. We do a little dude there. Let's sketch this guy out. So what I was thinking is these guys would walk around the streets and they essentially would carry these big bags full of trash. Well, not trash, I guess. Full of leftover food that people don't want. And then these guys would go and drop it off at special points, which are like marked with the symbol of the dragon of generosity, essentially. Let's see. And what essentially they have is they wear these symbols, which are like little triangles, because the symbol for the, I think this is that a Skaven symbol actually. Skaven symbol. Oh man, that is a Skaven symbol. I thought that was a good idea. Damn it. Okay, right, change of plan. We'll ignore that. Okay, here we go. Some names for the owl dragon. Cool. Daniel, Dragon of Whispers is a cool name. Or Dragon of Moonlight. Blank. Dragon of Feasts. I like that. Dragon of Hollow Eyes. Dragon of Sacred Death. I think the names should be kind of positive, right? They're giving sacrifices up for a particular reason, but we'll come back to that. I like Dragon of Whispers. That's a cool one. I wonder if a fox dragon ever encounters the cat dragon. I did want to do a fight between dragons at some point, but I really want to keep their kind of, you know, their power level to a certain, without just kind of revealing it, I guess. Because if you'd have like two dragons fighting, I guess you kind of see how their power level. Sidedown, Brackenbard, should I post another project? In my personal doc, I have multiple tabs for different things, short books, factions. People in Discord have access to one of these tabs, an intro to the UCP. Now I have another intro, should I post it? Why not? Yeah, you can double up. You can post it where you like. I think, wait till it gets bigger, I don't really want to clog up the projects page. To be honest, Senen, you use the project page the most. I think a couple of the other guys are obviously posting stuff in the projects page, but I would say if you've got a second project, then yeah, totally, dude, go for it. Daniel, since owls and similar have very high-powered voices when they screech, what about the Dragon of the Screams? Ooh, that's a cool name. To be honest, I'm really liking Dragon of Whispers, because maybe they're like share secrets that they hear, because they've got very good hearing, obviously. So they share secrets that, like, people ask them for information, and they can kind of share it, whether it's true or not. I'm liking that. I was really happy with my triangle idea. That's a shame. Why not? Let's keep the triangle. So this was supposed to be the symbol of the dragon of charity, and it's not supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be something that people would scratch into walls. So you'd have like a wall on a house, right? Like this, and people would know that there's like food, the spare food and stuff, because someone would have like scratched it into a wall. Like this. And then people would know that there's food there. And so these guys walk around collecting food from people, and they wear these little wooden triangles on their sleeves, and essentially they like kind of clack together, so that you hear them coming down the street. So if you've got like spare food and you support the the Dragon of Generosity, then you would go out and just give them your scraps. I want to make this guy like a really old dude. That's kind of my idea. Dragon of Silent Flights, that's a cool name. Badger friend, what about a recent extinct animal in the acceleration? Like what? Do you have an example? Been posting. Ooh, Sidam protects people who travel at night. That's a cool way to put it. Well, one thing with the owl dragon is, I mean, they're definitely kind of evil, from like a human perspective. They kind of take advantage of people's ignorance, and so yeah. Alright, just kind of like a homeless guy look. Give him white eyes. Just make him gnarlier. It's not really much to beard. Collecting some apples, pretty cool. Dragon of the Shadow is also a possibility. That's true. Dragon of Hushed Words. Are owls very stealthy too? You ever heard an owl fly? No, that's right. No noise at all. Yeah, I saw like they did like an experiment, and they did like multiple birds to see what it sounds like when they fly to a point. And owls make like literally zero noise, which is very cool. clacky triangles. Clack, clack, clack. And give him a old trench coat. It's kind of torn up in parts. Some baggy trousers, some boots with his toes pointing out. I think the thing with these guys is they are very nice. They only really care about the kind of small animals in the cities, like the pigeons and the rats and stuff. But not so much about themselves or their own personal hygiene. I'm going to make him stand. We'll see how that works. Just like bats. No noise, bat. This didn't make noise, that's cool. The no noise thing is thanks to a modification of their feathers. Interesting, I didn't know that. Dragon of prosperous life. Well, there's already the dragon of prosperity, so cannot do that one. The Great Auk, one recent extinct animal. Great Auk. Oh yeah, the big bird. From Orkney Islands. I'll make an executive decision, Crow, and say no for now. And the reason why is because, similar to the whole not having like animals from other countries type thing, I think it's important to keep a kind of look with the acceleration. So I do want to make it into a TTRPG, and I want it to be quite recognizable. So from an artistic perspective as well, you want it to kind of all come together and all be, I can't think of the word, all be, you want the art to like work together. And I feel like if it's not animals from the British Isles, it will kind of confuse it. Do you know what I mean? Like if I had a koala bear in there, it wouldn't really have the same vibe. So I'll say no to the Great Auk. I think we have we have similar birds. Like a puffin. There's loads of kind of cliff birds, which I think are very similar. So maybe I'll do one of them. But I probably won't do anything that's not in the British Isles now. Even like a wolf and bears, I think, are a bit outside the scope of the acceleration. Kind of looks like he's just got a bunch of Doritos on his arm, doesn't he? Messing up that. Obviously this needs to be above that one. Logically, there we go. Okay. We'll refine that after. Let's have a look. Chorus number 1. Oh dear. What about the Dragon of Knowledge or the Dragon of Enlightenment? That's the Peacock Dragon. It is. Let's get my dragon folder open. This one. This is the Dragon of Enlightenment. Raja, who lives in the city of Bath. We have the Dragon of Freedom, which is this one. So the picture of the field, this is for this guy or girl, because it's a chicken. We have the Dragon of Murder, which I need to draw a bit more of. I purposely don't want to draw a lot of them because it's like rumored that if you see the dragon, she kills you. So that's why. Dragon of... Any others? Re-reference that. We've got Boudica, the dragon of the Fae of Caledonia. And then obviously Corvus, the dragon of prosperity. There's quite a few different dragons for now. But yeah, we have a dragon of enlightenment. Pigeon dragon, yeah. So I was thinking that, like, these guys could either... They could either kind of worship a dragon, like a rat dragon, or a pigeon dragon. But I think it'd be like two different vibes, right? Like a rat dragon could potentially be scary, so you could use that for like a cool, scary video. But a pigeon dragon is kind of goofy. Not in a bad way, but it wouldn't be the same vibe at all. So I have to think about that. We'll see. Will she? Right, let's move this guy over a little bit. Open up the Sidon Gmail, specialist Gmail. Dragon of Blessed Hope, Dragon of Promises. I like these names. Dragon of Promises. Oh, Dragon of Promises. I like that. Because that's the whole thing with the... That's what I was thinking with the Owl Dragon, is that he makes promises to people. Right, I think top contender at the moment is Dragon of Whispers and Dragon of Promises for the Owl Dragon. I think Dragon of Whispers is still winning, if I'm honest. Just because I think it suits the the vibe of the dragon. Oops. So it's going to be like in a patchy jacket. In fact, what I might do with the little Doritos on his arm is make them out of different materials. So like wood, metal, whatever he can find. And the linen sack. Very dirty as well, because it's full of food, smelly food. Very brown. So yeah, little Doritos. Paint all of this same colour. So we'll just do his face as well for now. What the dragon? What a dragon called the Stormcaller or the Cloud Gatherer? That's a cool name. Mandatory Dragon Puffin. I like Stormcaller. What could that be? I have to make note of these names because there's a lot of cool names here. Yeah, because I think for this video I want to reference a few new dragons, so it's not all just the same ones that I'm referencing every time. So if we can do something like some new cool ideas. Bit of red on this guy's skin. White eye. I'm liking this guy. A bit of personality to him. Right, where's my notepad? I'm going to start making a list of these dragon names because they are very cool. Let me write them down. In fact, let me add them to my acceleration Excel spreadsheet. Information and lore. Cool dragon names. Got any more? Keep them coming. So, Dragon of Whispers. In fact, we'll just say Dragon of Whispers. Dragon of... What was the other one I liked? Dragon of Promises. That's a cool one. Dragon of... I like the Dragon of Hope. I think that's a cool one. That could be like a dragon who's like maybe lucky, so it's good if you see them flying or something. Dragon of Aid. That's like similar to the Hope one. Blank, you've got a lot of good ideas here. Good job. The Dragon of Sacred Death. There's already the Dragon of Murder. I think there does need to be a Dragon of Death. In fact, I do have an idea for a Dragon of Death already, so I'll just write that down anyway. Dragon of Moonlight is a cool idea, Daniel. Moonlight. Any more? Pole. Good idea, Throndix. Okay. I think a pole is necessary. Dragon of the Hunt. I mean, that's an obligation. That's a cool name. Good job, Crow. Cult name, the Wild Hunt. Isn't that from The Witcher? Right, let me get rid of this bot. Bye, you're gone. Where is it? There's a Komodo dragon in the acceleration. That would be cool. Pole. I like Pole. Dragon of the Oath. That's a cool name. Dragon of the Oath. I will do a poll in a second. I'm just getting these names down before I forget. This project's only 2.5 pages. We'll read this down. The Great Devourer. I mean, Dragon the Great Devourer. Ah, there's already the seagull dragon, right? He's the dragon of... I mean, he's the glutton. I mean, he's also the dragon of the port of Scarborough. Or what's he called? The protector of Scarborough. I can't remember his name. Actually, I've got him. Oh, the dragon of Scarborough. Actually, I've got it written down here. Oh, I've written a bunch of these down. There's the crab dragon, the cuttlefish dragon, the owl dragon, Boudica, Queen of the Fae. The Rat King, Keeper of Secrets. Well, the rat is the dragon of generosity. I can't spell, or charity, or both. They got two names for him. Silent is a thing for promises, so my vote would be on that. I like promises. 40 pages in there, nice. Dragon of Silence. That's a cool name. Dragon of Silence. Maybe it's like another one that kills people. Dragon of Strength or War. That's a cool name. Dragon of Strength. Dragon of War. This is Sidon. It was Sidon's idea for the cool, is it brumation or hibernation bear thing? Dragon of Misleading Light. I like the idea of Dragon of Light. Dragon of Lies. Misleading. Yeah, Dragon of Lies, Dragon of Light. These are cool names. Fucking Dragon of Troll Slayers. First now. Dragon of the Wild Winds. I like Dragon of the Winds. That's a cool name. Dragon, the Dream Eater. Or Dragon of Dreams. Dragon of Skulls. God, these are all cool names. Okay. Right. Dragon of Laughter. Well, the Bracken Bards, one thing that people call him is the Dragon of Wine and the Dragon of Beer. Or the Dragon of the Drink, or the Dragon of Parties. He's got like a bunch of different names. Nightmare King. I like that. Dragon of Nightmares. Dragon of Hearts. Like a romantic one. Okay, right, let's go back to the owl. I'm going to do a poll of owls. We'll keep suggesting names and I'll come back to them afterwards. So let's start a poll. So, what should the owl dragon be patron of? I think that's their patronage, right? So the ones I liked were Dragon of Whispers and the Dragon of Promises. That was a cool name. And what was the other one? Dragon of Silence. Oh, that's quite a cool one as well. But what does it imply, though? The Dragon of Hope. I think that's kind of cool because it's almost like a sinister one. Like you sacrifice something to him, and he gives you something in return. That could be a cool one. Dragon of Dreams. Okay, what should the owl dragon be patron of? Right. Poll's going up. Well, I've meant as Dragon of Hearts as romantic. I mean, it's sinister undertones. Okay, I mean that could be cool. If it's like a, yeah, like like you said. So it's like almost like a. It sounds good at first, but actually it's bad. It's real bad. I'll let that run. Keep an eye on it. So yeah, get your votes in. I think all of them are cool options, so I'll be happy with whatever you guys pick. It's a silvery white colour. An oxidized metal. Like a really rusty orange. Do like one that's a little bit like a stone one. Maybe even one that's made of gold. He's kind of like clack together as he walks. Alright, 6 votes. Dragon of Silence. So it's Dragon of Silence. That's a cool name. Okay, I think we got 6 or 7 people in the chat, so I think that was everyone who voted there. Come up. I'm just going to load. The Dragon of Silence. That's the name of the owl dragon. Good choice. I'm going to add that onto the official notes. Owl dragon. The Dragon of Silence. There you go. It's in the lore book now. It's official. Thing Beyond the Stars from mostly pre-tech people reaching the moon without a moon base. Oh, that's cool. Crow, like a pre-tech drone that people consider a dragon, is a very cool idea. Ooh-wee. You might have just done something there, Crow. Very good idea. It's a bit too similar there. Alright, so this guy's going to be in lots of messy clothes. There we go. Maybe I'll have a little pigeon on his hat. Just kind of following him around. Got a picture of a pigeon. Pigeon. Oops. Oops. Let's do the pigeon in a separate file. I beseech thee, Badger Bard, did the pre-tech empire reach the stars, making their machines into H.P. Lovecraftian creatures in the eyes of the acceleration? Very cool. Yeah, like old one style machines. So like people in the current age of the acceleration would not understand, even like know what they're looking at type thing. Unspeakable horrors. Very cool. Little pigeon. It's a bit of a longer neck though. There you go, that's more pigeony. So colourful. little pigeon. I'd love to have a pet pigeon. They're supposed to be very nice pets. Of course, he needs to have bird poo on his head now. I like the look of this guy. It's a cool little worshipper. I don't know, I went a little overboard and added 4 extra pages so people know stuff. Pigeon Dragon of Trashy Treasures. Pigeons are evil. Riffy. How dare. How dare you. Who's chatting in the Discord? Hey PowerBM, thanks for joining us. What brush? I mostly just use the charcoal brush, to be honest. I've got a few brush packs. Most of them are free. I think I've bought one. But, yeah, to be honest, it's just a charcoal brush that you get from Procreate. Very good. Here we go. I think he's looking pretty cool. Little homeless dude. You look nice once we've got a bit of shading on them. Pigeons aren't necessarily evil, they just don't care about anything. I disagree. So, from what I understand, we kind of trained pigeons to be like fantastic pets for the First World War and the Second World War. And then afterwards, just kind of abandoned them. So, you know, they were like super loyal and they were like very nice animals. And we were just like, okay, cool. Thanks for your service. And then left them. Throndics, in fact, if you go to Lille, Throndics, if you go to Lille, there is a statue dedicated to the pigeons of World War I, I think, from the French military, to thank them for their service. Which is ironically, when I went there, was covered in pigeons, which was nice. So yeah, we kind of trained them to be very good animals, and then just left them. Poor pigeons. So I think even now, like, you know, the pigeons that you find on the street, like the little homeless ones, are still just very gentle animals, unfortunately for them, which is why life kind of sucks for them. But they do make a big mess. Ooh, it's angry now. Pigeons once a sign of high class, but how they have fallen. Yeah, poor guys. I think in the Middle East they still race them and stuff like that. It's like very popular, and in China for like gambling. Devoured by a pigeon dragon. fed to them. Also, everyone who tried to read the 40 pages of Genecraft, you don't have to read all of them. You can read the sections that are interesting. Why are you blank? I've heard that, but I've never seen it because I live far from Lille. But yeah, it's nice. I like Lille. Has a very good brocante, and the what's it called? The big military fortress there, the Citadel. It's very cool. It's like a really nice walk you can do with a dog. So I highly recommend it if you get the chance to go. To colour in a few more of his layers. Make this bag very dirty as well. Right, let's get some shading on this boy. Clack, clack. Sound he'll be making as he walks along. I like this guy. He's very dirty, a bit messy. It's not the easiest picture to see. I think I need to make his hand a bit clearer. It makes me a bit more obvious that he's like holding something. I think otherwise, it's looking pretty cool. What do you guys think? Crow took my spot for the second time this stream. This is stuff I posted. It's only 5 minutes read. No. Why Crow? Because of my amusement. Also, you said pigeons are low. I take that seriously. I like all the pigeon defense here now. Good. Apparently Ibis is fixed, and I can answer the truth. I spent 20 hours on my banner so far. Nice. Put in the effort. Like Corvids. Once messenger of the gods, but now heralds of death. Chase, it doesn't sound bad. Let me get a reference up. Holding apple. Specific reference. So dropping apple. Like that. weird shaped hand. Let's edit that. Better. Let's do the apple there instead. I'm very focused on this homeless guy. He's looking pretty cool. Corpse defilers. Crows are badass. Yeah, I agree. Crows are cool. Very smart. Smarty boys. Look, concerning Phoenix spent 5 hours on Saturday morning making a storyboard. I don't have too much left now, but I'm just extremely tired, so I won't be able to finish it tonight. It's like ticky time. Thrundic, so are you gonna start posting videos when you've done when you finish your YouTube banner? What's your plan? Apple with bite. That'd be better. An apple core as opposed to like a whole apple. Get rid of all of these lines. This is kind of, you can redraw this afterwards. It's a bit difficult to see what's going on. It needs to be a bit more obvious. That looks like an apple core, right? This. And then I'll do some shading. In fact, this should really be coloured all the way up to here. Bugger. This one. this looks better already. Nice. Okay, let's try to catch up with chat. I've been really focused on my my dude. Left, and I'm halfway done today. Nice. Done on the Worm Dragon of Rot. Worm Dragon of Rot. That's a cool way to say it. Imagine bacteria turning into a dragon. Ooh. I was thinking of doing like bigger bacteria or like faster working viruses at some point. But it seemed like a lot of thinking to do when it gets to it. I might come back to like diseases. I was thinking of like techno diseases at one point, like related to obviously pre-tech. But we'll, like I said, maybe I'll come back to that. I think it looks much better now. Let's put some shade on these hands. Also, IBIS has this replay thing which shows how you drew. I put it out 16 times like 5 minutes ago and it's still not done. Procreate has that as well. It's pretty cool. You can just go on video and time-lapse replay. It just goes through it. And you can kind of speed it up as you like a fun feature. So you can like even set it as like a 30-minute video. I've been working on this picture for 37 minutes. It's pretty cool. It's a good way to like, I think it's how I do most of my time lapses. Like this one. I'll work on this one. Can see some of my ideas, how it came to be. My initial sketches. Blocking in, foliage. My original praying pose. I said it to my family, they were like, yeah, you need to change that. I was quite happy with the cow, but then I managed to do this praying pose at the end, which I think is much better. Oh, that one only took me 58 minutes. That's not bad. Oh, I like this dude. It's kind of obvious what he's doing. I think it's always like good to have a look away. If we dare flip portrait. Okay, still looks cool. Edit the pigeon a little bit. Nice. I think that looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? Worshipper of the god of generosity. All they do is walk around eating scraps and feeding scraps to like animals that are typically considered pests. They're good. They're good people. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Could it split into more dragon bacteria? That's cool. Getting a pseudo hive mind. Water bear fae. That would be horrifying. Human fae. Snake dragging of harrowing screams. That's cool. Basically, after the banner, the road plan is to draw an intro background, which I want to be my signature thingy, and the base of the little guy that I'll use as an avatar to talk. And then, yeah, I'll work on my first video. Nice. Good to get all set up. No snake dragon of coiling horrors. There should be a human dragon that is the opposite of the one that likes Fae, human supremacist, who wants to take humanity back to the top. I do have another plan for another human dragon. Let's see if anyone gets the reference. Let me go to my map. Where's my map? What's my map? It was the Giants of Jorvik, right? Giants of Jorvik. Okay. Does anyone know the significance of Whitby? If you know the significance of Whitby, then you might be able to guess what the next human dragon will be. There's a bit of a clue. Bit of a clue for you. Overused tropes like that. I suppose it is like the pro-human. I think it's an overused trope, but I think it's quite good like storytelling device. It's like obviously human supremacy, and it's like the Fae who are kind of outnumbered. I was kind of planning on doing a bit of a thing with humans versus Fae, but again, I'm going to leave it until I've kind of finished the TTRPG, and I can start to do a few like supplements. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how it comes to be. A bit more colouring on this little pigeon. My little cute eyes. Bit too much. Bit too bright. Don't like it. No, thank you. I need to make some of these a bit more silvery. Why does it keep doing that? The lazy way to do metal, but whatever. There you go. So this is a worshipper of the dragon of generosity. I like him. How could I not suggest a classic villain to diversity and all that jazz? I agree. I looked up Whitby. I'm interested, Bard. Yes. It's going to be. In fact, I started drawing him. I'll show you a picture since you guys are in chat. I appreciate you guys being here. You can get some little sneaky peeks. So I started drawing the picture for this guy. Where is it? A bit of a clue. He's not a very nice man. I might finish this image at some point. It's like a giant human sitting on a giant chair with his little servants, drinking his glass of very deep red wine. Hint, hint. Again, I'll come back to him at some point. There you go. I started doing this one as well. I wasn't really happy with it. As soon as I started drawing, I wasn't happy with it. So that's supposed to be Whitby as well. But we'll come back to that. Why do I suffer to make my project? If you're suffering for your project, I think you just gotta figure out how much suffering you want to do for it. I think at some point you gotta be like, you know what? I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. What was another cool dragon idea someone said earlier? We really need another shrine, because we've got... This one is kind of a shrine. Perhaps people worship it. Ah, you know what? What's a cool idea? Would be if at the bottom of this shrine, people put like food. Like little like rucksacks that people can take with them. Because so with the Dragon of Freedom, it's like slaves or Fae that are running away from like Skinners. And so it'd be cool if people like left bags for them. Like the worshippers of the dragon left bags for people who are running away. And then like they would come and find them once they got past these gates. Yeah. Yes, me. That is a cool idea. There's like these little bags here. So when people run past, you just grab one. It's full of food and like essentials that they might need on their journey. I'll shade these a little bit. Shading. There you go. That's a cool idea. So okay, so the Dragon of Freedom will be yeah. So his worshippers worship the shrine. By obviously helping people to escape, but they also can do it by leaving food for them when they're like running away. Oh, he's cool. He's a cool guy. It's great. When I play the Acceleration TTRPG, I'm gonna make a crocodile cook traveler just entering into the setting. I like it. I think it's one thing I'm gonna say at the start of the TTRPG is these are guidelines. This is the setting, but if you want to change it and you want to make it relevant to your country with animals from your country, I'll say yeah, go for it. And I want the adventures to be kind of, they will be set in the Albion Isles, but I want it to be like, okay, people are like, okay, cool, I want to do this exact adventure, but in like North America, and you would have like Native American, Fae, like buffalo and things like that. I think that'd be awesome. So I want it to be very open. I think that'd be cool. Sidon a vampire. Humanity will be #1 in the Isles again. If it's the last thing I do, I will make humanity great again. Mysterious figure. Yeah, Sidon's on point there. Blank, a newt shrine. We've already got a frog shrine, so perhaps we can't really do a new one. Might do. I haven't really touched much on newts. Daniel, the Dragon of Freedom being a chicken is really poetic, honestly. So the original idea with the Dragon of Freedom being a chicken is I wanted it to be kind of silly, as like the Christmas adventure, but I kind of want a thing in the Albion Isles where people think that chickens don't exist, but they believe they're not a real thing, and the only chickens that do exist are the ones who work under the chicken dragon, essentially. and he sends them out, and there's almost like propaganda because like cows go missing, and slaves escape, and people don't know what happens, and everyone's like, oh, it's a dragon of freedom, and everyone's like, no, the dragon of freedom doesn't exist. It's a lie to get the hopes up for captured enemies and captured Fae and everything. So chickens are a myth. They're like a conspiracy theory, and actually they do exist, and they come out at Christmas and they steal your cows. It was supposed to be like a fun story amongst all of the horrible stuff. Gale Shrine for the Stormcaller. That could be cool, like a rain shrine or something. I got my idea for an eventual acceleration GTRPG, a Fox Fae troll hunter with a deep backstory made up of cool ants and terrifying bear trolls. Yes, absolutely do. Someone on here said I think they had a short story of I can't remember who it was, where it was like someone being executed because they discovered that a town was actually secretly an ant colony that was underneath, and they discovered the ant colony, and so they were executed in the end. I can't remember who said that. Was it you, Silent? Oh, great call. That was a really cool idea. So I do want to do something related to ants, and I think a conspiracy one would be a cool one, like a secret ant hive. Originally, I wanted to do ants as like knights and like peasants. So the peasant ants would be farmers, and then the warrior ants would be like knights, and then the queen ant would obviously be a queen. So it was almost like a kingdom. But again, it kind of stepped away from the theme a bit too much. I might still go back to it, but we'll see. Dragon of Freedom getting the Nickerson god treatment. What's that? It's the name of legendary warrior revered as a sun god. Oh, is it from One Piece? I've not seen One Piece. I've started watching One Piece. I watched the live action one. I really liked it, but I am not going to start the anime because there's too much to go through. Right, stop working on this guy. Okay, so we've got Shrine of Prosperity, Shrine of Freedom, Shrine of the Frog God, Shrine of Conversation, or whatever it is. We've got the Church of the Deep, who just push people off cliffs. We've got the Shrine of the Dragon of Silence. What other dragons do we have? Let me look at my thing. Boudica. But people go to see her. They don't worship her shrine. They just go. You make a pilgrimage to see Boudica, essentially. We've got the Cuttlefish Dragon, but people are scared of him. The Greater Tyrant, the Heron Dragon. That could be a cool one. Chickens aren't real. That one uncle after a few wine glasses at their family reunion. Chickens are real. I've seen them. Chickens aren't a myth. Okay, uncle. Maybe we'll stop drinking the wine now. So maybe okay. Okay, cool idea. The skull of the lesser tyrant could be a shrine, and the fisher cult goes there to worship it, because it's not just like normal people; it's also the cultists who have these shrines. Okay, that's a cool idea. So we'll do the Greater Tyrant Skull. We need a Heron Skull. Heron Skull. We've got a front view. Okay, it's like cover it in candles. We'll do it very Warhammer style. The coating candles. So we'll fill up the frame with this. actually need the skull as a reference. Oh no, it was the... Oops. Scary Owl. It was the Frogs of War video. Just save it as JPEG. My Royal Honey Shrine. Ah, Bee Shrine. That's a cool idea. Maybe we'll come back to that. My idea had a bunch of sheep being farmed by ants. The slave masters pheromones subdued them and made them easy to manipulate. That's a cool idea. That's a very, very cool idea. Chronic Shrine of Conversation. Explain, please. So, with the Dragon of Enlightenment, Raja, essentially his followers go to the city of Bath, and every night he tells them a different story. And they all just sit there and listen all day, and they bathe him, and they make sure he's fed just so he can continue telling them stories. So people who don't live in Bath, or who only go there for pilgrimages, they have shrines across the country, across the island, and essentially they are benches. So, like this one. And all they do is every day you go there with a friend or a family member or a lover or one of your neighbors, and you just chat. And they worship by sharing stories in front of this kind of shrine of Raja. So the fan shape is supposed to represent his wings, and the material that the backboard is made out of, it depends on the craftsman. So it might be wood. This one's made of stone. It could be made of metal, but essentially it has to be a bench, and people sit around and just chat on it. And they gossip, and they talk about work, and they talk about everything. And then if you go there and there's no one there to talk to, then you just write your messages on Raja's backboard so that he hears you, essentially. So the idea is he shares his stories with his worshippers. So when his worshippers are not with him, they share their stories with him every day. That was an interesting idea. You need to hear the drums of liberation. Not get this reference. I guess it's a One Piece reference. I hear them, brother. After 800 years, they sound appears again. Phoenix likes chicken symbol with a sun motif. That'd be cool. It's a great idea. Love it. Thanks. Okay. Right. Let's use our reference here. So what I might do, I need like a giant skull. Maybe I've got one on Pinterest. Pinterest. I need a giant skull, and then I'm going to do like it's surrounded by candles. And it's like the was it giant skull? And the worshippers kind of they lay candles and just trying to get the great giant, the greater tyrant to come back. God, there's so much AI slop on Pinterest now. It's very frustrating. Where's a cool image? Do inside giant skull. That's quite a good reference. We'll do it like it's from, oops, from down below. So it goes. Context for Bard. Nick is the Gif, the giant, god of the giants, and the slaves worship. It's the god of the sun and freedom. The government suppressed its existence, and every record of it was erased. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's exactly what that's exactly what I was going for. Maybe I was secretly influenced by One Piece somehow. Oh, please, Dragon of Tales, gift us the sight of a real chicken. Tremendous face, as round and white as a full moon. Look down. The submissive rooks gorg in their plead and petrified faces. I think the thing with Raja is you don't request stories. It's like every day he just tells you a story. So people just go there to get whatever story they hear, and every time it's a different one. So you can't hear the same story twice when you go to see him. Some little herons hanging out. Very little, because this is a huge skull. Please come back, Daddy Heron. Why did you leave us? We miss you. Very big skull. Never trust a Fae. Whoa. Sidon. Whoa. Getting into the speciesist nature already. Make those reeds. Some tall reeds. Let's find some reeds. Right, need a dark swamp. Sorry, I'm like very focused here on getting this idea out. I guess it would be reflected. The dragon's eyes, blacker than night, like two endless voids, twinkled with a fading light. Dragon of Tales, you fulfill my wish, then I shall gracefully grant yours. Oh, it's not Raja. Okay, sorry. Keep going. Blank. I like this story. I'm thinking of fleshing out the many rebellions in the UCP. I like rebellions when they're like interesting factions. I always think that's like a cool thing to add in. Oops. Do this like dark mud. And then we'll do a black sky over the top. We'll do a light sky. Black clouds. Get my cloud brush. A dragon who remembers the days before the acceleration. A human that never forgets, never forgives. I like it. Daniel, well, I must away, my people. See you later. Thanks for joining us, Daniel. Appreciate you being here, mate. Thanks for all the ideas as well. I think you had some really good ideas today. So appreciate you being here. And we'll see you in the Discord, or we'll see you next time. I'm going to have to shoot off soon as well. I might do a bit more work on this skull, and then I'm going to have to go as well, I think. Mr. Faye hated the dragon. I've speciesed for a very long time, Bard. I never liked the Fae. Which I remember you saying that in the previous stream as well. The promise of the Dragon of Tales was sacred and sinister. Few visited the hollow-eyed barn owl, for his intentions carried great mystery. Very sinister. I'm liking it. This does need to be a straight removal here. This line. Of course, we have 100,000 candles to make it more Warhammer-esque. Draw these all up. I like Riffy dropping in every now and again just to say hello and goodbye to people. Appreciate you being here, Riffy. Gotta go too. Yeah, I think I'll have to go soon as well. I appreciate you being here as well, Riffy. Thanks for joining us. Lurking in the background there. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're getting lots of work done as well. Simon will be number 1 in the stream. You're number 3 at the moment. What's going on? There's candles. Lots of lights. His face was like a full moon, pale and luminous, grafted onto a gigantic bird who stalked the night. The very face was punctured by onyx eyes, which no light would shine. And the feedback powers the world. Good night, Riffy. Sleep well. I'll stick this here. To make it black. Trondix, Riffy can only exist for a few minutes in a row before ceasing to be a part of this reality and phasing back with us. But it was too late to save his boy. I'm too late to save my title. I do not understand the XP system, Silent. You've like collapsed and disappeared. Throndix is number 1. I'm not sure how it works, that's all, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Murky waters, gonna be a giant shrine. Jokes on you, Sidon. Crown number 1. Well, Sidon, I'm sorry to end here with Throndix at the top. Congratulations, Ronix. You are the winner of the stream. As I am going to finish up here. I'm pretty tired. Thanks for being here, guys. I think that was very productive. We've got 2 pictures finished, which is very unusual for me. Let's have a look. We've got our creepy but very nice pigeon man for the Dragon of Generosity. And we got our Dragon of Freedom shrine with some little bags for people to escape with. There you go. You got to number 1. You did it. Its following was very unknown, only seemingly stalking tall tales and fairy legends. Some say that they were shadows, while others claim that they were lost souls being reborn into the owl's way. Very nice. Right, guys, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for sticking with me and for helping with this. I'll probably be able to publish this video very soon because I managed to be quite productive with these pictures. But I will see you guys in the Discord. If I don't see you, then I will see you next week. But thanks again. I appreciate you all being here. So thank you Blank, thank you Sidon, Throndix, Riffy, Lazy Crow, Daniel, who else was in the stream? We had someone else before. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone? I'm not sure. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate it, and you guys sticking with me, even when I'm silent and focused on drawing. It's nice to know you guys are in the back. And I hope you guys have managed to get on with a lot and be very productive during this stream. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, or day, or morning, or evening, or afternoon. And I will see you in the Discord, or I'll see you next week. Have a good night, great week, everyone. See you next week. Thanks, Rondix. See you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your time for this day.